Losers Lounge. Okay, let me not sing because my singing voice is not the best, obviously. Although I have a few good chords in there, anyways, if I wanted to do it. Anyways, I am the healest of Balors. Hope I do is doing great. Is episode 119 of the Losers Lounge podcast, and we're here to talk NXT Great American Bash. I love when NXT always comes around with these shows, man. Great American Bash was obviously in their little hut last year over in the Performance Center, but now they're in a big arena. Once again, it feels great to be back in front of big crowds again for NXT, and them going on the road and then having fun, just doing what they love to do, and that's perform for all of us great fans. But I'm not alone, of course. I'm here with my good buddy, my fellow loser, Christian Maracle. Get on in here.
Oh, yeah. It feels like we're on a talk show. Wait, this is a talk show.
This is a talk show.
And indeed it is. The Great American Bash, which returned in 2020, I believe, as an NXT special event in 2023 now, is a pay-per-view for the first time since 2009. Oh.
Yes.
NXT Great American Bash take place this Sunday, July 30th, 2023, at the HEB Center in Cedar Parks, Texas.
Yay!
And before we get started on this, I want to take this moment and say we've heard reports that we know what the next NXT pay-per-view event is going to be, and that is No Mercy, taking place September 30th, 2023, in Bakersfield, California.
Yeah.
So congrats to everybody over there. I like where they're going with this. You know, they've been going to places that don't normally been hosting main roster pay-per-views, like Charlotte, North Carolina hasn't hosted one since 2019. And they got Vengeance Day. Stand and Deliver, that's just part of WrestleMania, so it was there.
Yeah, news just dropped right now. Take a look at the Losers Lounge, Chris.
Sorry, what was that?
News about the NXT show coming up.
Aha. So was I correct?
Yes, you're correct. Take a look.
All right, I'm taking a look at it. But in the meantime, while I'm talking about this, the Mechanic Banks Arena in Bakersfield, California will be hosting NXT No Mercy on in September, on September 30th, which falls on a Saturday, which follows a week before WWE Fastlane. So there you guys go. But back to what I was saying, I like that NXT pay-per-views are taking place in locations that aren't normally hosting main roster events. Like I mentioned, Charlotte, North Carolina hosted Vengeance Day, and that was the first time Charlotte hosted it since 2019. Stand and Deliver took place at the Crypto.com Arena as part of WrestleMania week. Then, of course, you had Battleground this past May, which took place in Worcester, did I say it right? Worcester, Massachusetts?
Worcester sauce, I don't freaking know. Worcester, Massachusetts, I think, yeah.
Regardless, you know what I mean. And now we have Great American Bash this upcoming Sunday, taking place in Cedar Parks, Texas. And now, of course, No Mercy in Bakersfield, California. So this just opens the door for more cities to be hosting premium live events. And that's amazing. We have 6 matches to discuss for this Sunday's event. And I believe, now I look at things, normally pay-per-views for WWE aren't exactly on Sundays anymore. Yet this one is. All right. We have 4 title matches and 2 non-title matches. As we all know, we always start with the non-title matches. But what we are going to be talking about first is a very interesting subject. Yo, Balor, did you hear about an Olympic gold medalist who's shown up in NXT?
I did. He performed as a 1996 Olympic gold medalist, right?
No, not that one. The other one.
Oh, he had a broken freaking neck, right?
No, not that. No, the other one.
The former WWE champion, right?
I hate to say this. The black one.
Oh, that guy. Who?
It's okay. Folks, Gable Steveson is facing Baron Corbin at Great American Bash, and what is going to be Gable's in-ring debut for the WWE. About freaking time.
Nice.
We say that because in 2021, he was first brought onto the scene somewhere through the summer, and then in October, he was officially drafted to Monday Night Raw, building him up as this really big, huge deal. And then we never saw him until WrestleMania 38, where he delivered one single suplex to Chad Gable, and then we never saw him again.
Exactly.
What in the hell? Of course, for some people, it's because of, his training. Whether he was training for the Performance Center or finishing up with college or finishing up this, finishing up that, or doing this and that. For others, a very sensitive topic that we will not be discussing or putting our opinions on.
Nope.
But you guys know exactly what we're talking about.
Exactly.
In the meantime, this is Gable Steveson finally making his in-ring debut for NXT. And I'll be perfectly honest, I'd say this is actually a good place for him to start rather than trying to fit in on the main roster immediately. As for Baron Corbin's case, his story has altered a lot. Ever since, he no longer became Happy Corbin, and then he was, JBL's Corbin. And then, he was lost for a long while, and then finally went back to NXT. And this is where things are actually looking different for him, because he finally seems to have regained a sense of his old self.
Yep.
Whether it was taking on Carmelo Hayes as the Lone Wolf, or whether it was, destroying literally everything from his past, from the Happy Corbin stuff to the King Corbin stuff to even the Lone Wolf stuff, and embracing a new and glorious future. Not Bobby Roode future, but you get what I mean. So, but at the same time, I like this idea because, Baron Corbin has proven to be... Matter of fact, I know how a lot of people just don't like Corbin. They just think he's being wasted and everything. Or he's just the type of guy that you waste on people's, trying to get a momentum for others or jobbing out to others. But when you think about it, Baron Corbin is one of the safest workers to work with. That's why a lot of people work with him.
Yeah.
He knows what he's doing. He puts on a great match, and he can make his opponents look great. Even though, I'll be honest, yes, I agree that he should really make himself look more great too. Especially if you're trying to make him a big hotshot deal.
Yeah.
But I think this is actually a good thing for both him and Gable Steveson, because this is Gable's first match, and it's always the first impression that's the most important.
Sure.
Gable Steveson is a collegiate Olympic gold medalist. Pretty much he's Kurt Angle except present day. Besides, Gable Steveson, however, yes, I'll just simply put a note here. Yes, I understand he's under a line of controversy due to unfortunate allegations that were proven to be false. However, I know there's a lot of controversy on the situation because of more or less how it happened or how he got out and whatnot. But I just want to say here that, we're here to judge Gable Steveson based off his wrestling abilities, not what's going on behind the scenes. Because, well, that ain't what we're here for.
Exactly.
So Willie, when you first heard about Gable Steveson, let's go back to 2021. Let's go jump in the time machine for a moment. When we went to 2021 and we heard about this guy named Gable Steveson, who's a collegiate Olympic gold medalist who is trying to get into the WWE, similar to that of Kurt Angle, what went through your mind when you first heard of this guy?
Well, Kurt Angle, they were trying to basically find the next Kurt Angle or the next Brock Lesnar. No, that's all. Yeah.
Actually, honestly, when we think about trying to find the next Brock Lesnar, I think you mean Parker Boudreaux.
God, not him. Nah, he's wasted anyways.
Yeah, but both from WWE and even AEW.
It's bad when AEW can't even keep the guy afloat. Although he can't keep himself afloat with that. So anyways, next.
Yeah, when I first heard about Gable Steveson, back in 2021, I was like, okay, this is interesting. Olympic gold medalist, nice. We're kind of going down the Kurt Angle route here. But it worked out for Kurt when he first showed up in 1999. I just hope that this could work out maybe for Gable Steveson as well. The issue is they started over-promoting him, and they started, hyping him up way too much to the point where he's like the biggest free agent around here, the biggest hot shot deal you can think of because of the gold medal he won in the Olympics. Congratulations on the gold medal victory. We give you props for that. However, the issue for this is, he wasn't ready to come into WWE the moment they started building him up, hyping him up, having him making occasional cameos, and then drafting him literally on screen to Monday Night Raw. It wasn't part of the supplemental draft that happened in the after show. It was literally on Monday Night Raw in full view of everybody.
Exactly.
And that's the moment where you put a lot of pressure on somebody because it's like, okay, I'm officially a WWE Monday Night Raw superstar. I need to get to this. He didn't do it. because he was finishing up with college, he wasn't exactly ready, especially to be trained under the way that WWE performs when it comes to pro wrestling. And he had other things going on. So this was a mistake on WWE's part because he never debuted for Raw. He made one single cameo at WrestleMania to deliver a single suplex to Chad Gable, and that one would think, okay, now he's making his debut. No, he didn't. Didn't show up for the rest of 2022, maybe except for a small little cameo on SmackDown in December. As part of, like, what,
Exactly.
part of Kurt Angle's birthday or celebration or something like that, I don't know. And then he didn't show up again until NXT. I mean, his brother's in NXT, apparently.
Damon Kemp.
Yeah. He made it there first.
A lot better, anyways. It was. Now he's doing nothing, but still.
Yeah. And now, finally, they made up the hype of this whole thing for a couple of weeks where Gable Steveson is going to appear on NXT and address his future in wrestling. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, at this point, we're not exactly that interested in him being a big deal because he hasn't shown us shit. He hasn't done shit.
Exactly.
You could be a collegiate athlete and an Olympic gold medalist. However, this is the WWE we're talking about. And I'm just saying, you gotta make sure that you're building. We have footage enough to show us that you're a huge deal. I mean, yeah, he did a little bit of the Raw Underground thing, but yeah, he was a part of the NXT Underground actually when they brought that old thing back. But even then, to me, that wasn't enough. And now finally, he's gonna have a match this Sunday at Great American Bash against Baron Corbin. I'm like, okay, finally. I just hope for Corbin's sake, he's not going to get squashed or anything. I want to see what Gable Steveson is capable of and see if he can actually pull off being this huge deal. But if he can't, we may have a problem with that. And he may have to try something else when it comes to, okay, how do I build myself up to be this thing because this didn't work out.
Yeah, bro.
If anyone can make him look good, though, it's Baron Corbin. However, I just don't want Baron Corbin to make himself look like shit.
That's fair.
I just really hope for this case that Shawn Michaels knows what he's doing with the hype up to this.
So.
Yep. So, who do you think's going to take this?
Baron, haha, it's going to be Gable Steveson.
Steveson, not Stevenson.
Steven. I'll call him Steven. Gable Steven. I call you Gable.
There's not even there's not even an N in his name. Actually, except for except for the N part.
I'm going to call you GS. There you go. GS is going to win.
Or Kurt Angle 2.0.
Yeah, Kurt Angle 2.0.
Yeah, honestly, that could be the way of putting it. So, I honestly think, yes, Gable Stevenson's going to take this as well. And don't worry, by the way, for the people who thought Stevenson, I think that's just your autocorrect just doing that, or you actually thought it was Stevenson because you know a lot of people who have that last name. I don't think I've ever heard of anyone just called Steveson.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm thinking yes. Gable Stevenson's gonna win. I just don't want it to be crap. I don't want it to be a squash. I want it to be a good match, and I want this to be a chance for Gable Steveson to show what he's capable of, and if he truly belongs here. That's a good way of putting it. All right, we're gonna move on now to the next match, and this is interesting. This is a Weapons Wild match. We're having another Weapons Wild match. It is
the last one we had.
Yep, it is Roxanne Perez versus Blair Davenport.
Very fun rivalry so far.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure you've seen a lot more of it than I have, so I'll let you talk about this rivalry.
It's been very entertaining. Just grocery store fights, just fights in general. They're doing great. The police were freaking called at one point for this rivalry, attacking and stuff like that. It's been very, very entertaining. After Roxanne lost the title, and let's be honest, people. Her reign was just there, honestly. It was a stepping stone. I hate saying that, but it was a stepping stone. But, thankfully she's recovered and stuff like that. Well, she's not buried or anything. Trust me, ladies and gentlemen, she's not buried like that because that is, no. But, the attacker that was really by Davenport, and then here we are. And it's been a very, very entertaining rivalry. They fought in the freaking grocery store this past week in NXT, and, here we are to a Weapons Wild match, and I really hope that this one is a lot better than the last one we had with Cora Jade and Roxanne, because that one was just let's be honest, lackluster.
Kind of was, yeah.
Lackluster as heck. Didn't say it sucked or anything, but it was lackluster, man. Yeah, okay, try, man, Christian. What you got?
Well, you brought up the grocery store battle, and I just thought to myself, her mentor's Booker T, conveniently.
Exactly.
So what are the odds that Roxanne got some advice from Booker on what not to do, based off what he did with Stone Cold Steve Austin?
You.
That is still one of the best moments from SmackDown history. I don't know why. I just want to rewatch that now. By the way, folks, there is also a Sins video to that segment, so if you want to check it out, everything wrong with the grocery store brawl, go ahead.
There you go.
Yep. My videos are always great. And again, I'm sorry once again, folks, for the lack of content that's been going on this month. I've been really busy doing a lot of things throughout the summer. Plus, it's the summer. I like to take a few vacations, enjoy myself. And I did warn you guys that I'm on tour a lot, so, you know, I'm going to be part-time, especially with August coming up.
Mm-hmm.
So,
bitch, we got lives outside of the air now.
Oh, absolutely. The last time we talked about Blair Davenport, I believe, was the Worlds Collide event last year.
Sir.
Yep. I just wish that, you know, she was the one who really unified those NXT women's titles based off of what they were building her up to be.
Yeah.
Nothing against Meiko Satomura or Mandy Rose, obviously.
Oh, yeah. I was caught for Mandy winning, but still, yeah. Looking at it, Blair Davenport was the shoehorn in the win. Heck, she was actually one of my faves going into it, you know, in the Mandy one, which is fine with me.
That's right. So, Roxanne and Blair, do you believe that this could actually be the end of their rivalry, or not really?
I don't know, honestly.
Because I do wonder, do you believe we'll have are they going to potentially reignite the Cora and Roxanne feud?
Maybe. I mean, I don't know. I don't think so. Well, with what's going on with Cora Jade, I guess. I don't know what's going on with her. Since she lost freaking Dana Botch of all people this past week. Yeah, I said it.
Yep.
So freaking stupid.
Regardless, though, we have a Weapons Well match on set for this Sunday. And for this case, I'll ask, who do you think will take this one?
I'm giving it to Roxanne.
Yeah, if this is potentially the end of this feud, I honestly think, yeah, Roxanne's going to take it. However, I would honestly like Blair Davenport to win because she's really good at what she does, and I want to see more of her.
She's good.
And folks, by that, I'm not talking sky blue.
Yeah, you freaking creeps out there. You kinky creeps.
Yeah. It's
I'm
all
not asking either.
It's all good for that case. Regardless, I'm pretty sure they'll hopefully put on a good performance. The last time we had a Weapons Well match, yes, it was lackluster. However, that doesn't mean this one will be. So you gotta have faith. And now, we are going to move on to the championship matches. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
We're going to start things off with the NXT Tag Team Championships. And this one has been building up for quite a bit. Gallus, the champions, are defending against the D'Angelo family, Tony D'Angelo, and Jennings Stacks Lorenzo.
Oh, let's go.
Yep. I want to say, I'm a big fan of Gallus.
They're alright.
I do wish they could have kept their original theme, though. That was amazing.
They're alright.
Let's just be honest. Joe Coffey's the better out of all of them.
Even then, they're alright.
Yeah, they recently put the Creed brothers out of commission. Actually, no, it wasn't. Actually, wait, no, it wasn't them, I don't think.
Yeah, they did. No, it wasn't them. No, it wasn't them. Somebody else. Was it? I can't.
It's been a while.
I think it wasn't.
But the Creed brothers are out of commission now, and from what I heard, are they going to the main roster? Are they getting released, or what the hell's going on with them?
We'll move up to the main roster at this point.
That's what I'm thinking. I think they fit very well up there.
Oh, yes, sir.
As for the D'Angelo family, it just feels weird that we still don't... Whatever happened to Two Dimes? Oh, yeah, he's dead. Not legitimately, folks. Not legitimately. In storyline, he is. In storyline, folks, he was killed. In storyline. Kind of like Adam Cole before he went to NXT.
Yep.
But then of course, Adam Cole got resuscitated.
Now he's hanging out with his buddy.
Yep, indeed. For now. We'll talk more about them when we talk AEW All in London, which is next month. Holy crap.
Can't wait.
That's going to be good. Hopefully. Maybe. There's not a single bit of build-up, but we'll talk about that later.
Actually.
As a Gallus won the tag team titles at Vengeance Day this past February, they've held them ever since. Do you really think that potentially this could be the night that they could actually drop the titles to the D'Angelo family?
Yes.
Truthfully, I agree. And that's why I think I'm going to go with the family to win the tag titles.
I am too.
The one thing I still want, though, is I want Joe Coffey to honestly start going after them singles titles. Because remember when all the great matches he had with the likes of, what was it, Pete Dunne, with Walter, with others. In NXT UK. Those were the days, huh?
Yeah, dude. For
real. It's sad when we say those were the days.
Take me back.
Take us back to those takeover days. Even in American NXT.
I still call them takeovers. I don't care. I still call them like premium live events and shit. I mean, I don't know. I'm very old school, so yeah.
Yeah, it's okay.
This still take. Yeah.
For NXT's case, yes, they still call them You can still call them takeover. Just like we don't really say premium live event. We still say pay per view, but we also say premium live event every now and then because let's be honest, it's the same thing with a different name.
Exactly.
So, at this point, and anytime people are even sarcastically saying, oh, I mean PLE, I'm like, okay, that joke died over a year ago.
Yeah.
If you're still making sarcastic corrections about, oh, pay-per-view, I mean premium live event, if you're still making those sarcastic corrections in 2023, you need a new hobby.
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously, because nobody's listening to those jokes anymore.
Premium live event, pay-per-view, it doesn't matter, man.
Exactly. There you guys go. All right. Looks like we're both calling for new tag team champions.
Sure.
All right, we're going to move on now to the next match, and this is for the NXT Women's title. This is Tiffany Stratton versus Thea Hale in a submission match for the NXT Women's title.
Yep, Stern.
Chase University's Thea Hale. And
I'll chase you.
Huh. And of course, Tiffany Stratton, she won the NXT Women's title, or the vacant Women's title, at Battlegrounds.
Yes, sir.
I believe here's the thing, I think she was the one we were both hoping that would win that one.
Yeah, she should have won at Stand and Deliver, but whatever.
Yeah.
That didn't happen.
I still stand by that. I'm still glad that she's okay. She took that nasty fall at Stand and Deliver, that ladders match.
Oh. Dude, everyone took bumps in that match. That was insane.
Yeah, but everybody missed Tiffany when they were supposed to catch her.
Exactly.
And when you're on the outside, you're supposed to catch them.
Not let them free fall.
Yeah, because that's when serious injury and or death can occur.
Exactly.
Tiffany's character, being the spoiled brat who's got a rich daddy, has actually worked to her advantage for many occasions, and of course, with, heading into the NXT Women's title situation. And I'll be honest, she kind of gives a little bit of Melina vibes with them paparazzi.
A little bit.
Yeah. But as a champion, this has actually been very interesting. It's been no offense to Roxanne Perez, but this has been a lot more interesting than her reign.
Roxanne really was just, again, I said what I was saying. Roxanne was a placeholder, sadly. Because if throwing Mandy Rose, I guarantee you, and I don't care what anyone says, I guarantee you Mandy was supposed to break the record. I know she says she wasn't, but I don't believe that. I guarantee you're supposed to break the record, Stand and Deliver, supposed to lose it to Roxanne. Of course, what happened with Mandy Rose, they had the rush on Roxanne, and then there we go. I don't know where the heck Indy Hartwell came from, but, there's that, so.
Yeah, that was absolutely useless. Because let's be honest, yes, she got injured. I understand that. A little while later, that happens. And folks, that happens indeed. However, she was going up to the main roster regardless, so what was the point?
Exactly.
It's ridiculous. That was the one, yes, where Tiffany should want to Stand and Deliver. That could have been a right moment for that. Thea Hale, I like what they've been doing with her as well, especially with Chase University. You remember remember Battlegrounds and everything when she was ridiculed for just messing up a couple of times in the ring.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. People learn a lot, and people mess up every now and then, folks. It happens. But I like what the direction they went with this, especially since the case of what was it, Duke Hudson? He was briefly taken over while Andre Chase was not there.
Yeah.
Chase U, I still honestly believe they could have had the tag titles put on them maybe close to Stand and Deliver based off of how amazing they were and how over they were with the crowd.
Yeah, dude.
But then again, just because they're extremely over with the crowd doesn't mean they should automatically get everything. I'm looking at LA Knight.
Yeah. He's great, though.
Yeah, he's a great, and not to mention LA Knight, we give a lot of praise for that. However, just because he didn't win stuff like Money in the Bank or more recently, that United States title #1 contenders thing, doesn't mean that, he's being buried or whatnot.
Don't tell the IWC that, because they'll go insane for no reason. Anyways.
Yeah, that's how they operate.
Pretty much.
All right. But now we have a submission match. But I like the idea. I haven't seen a women's submission match since Becky Lynch took on Natalya at SummerSlam in my Kingdom of Toronto.
Oh, joy, Natalya.
Hey, for the record, that was actually a good match.
Yeah, it was.
It was. I feel bad, honestly, for Natalya. If they're not going to give her at least maybe one final title reign before she leaves, then at least let her go in peace.
No, she ain't leaving. She's an ambassador. She ain't going anywhere.
I know. I know. I meant from the ring.
Oh, from the ring, yeah, pretty much. I met her. Nice person.
Yep, she really is. All right, for this case, who are you going to go for?
Tiffany.
Yeah, I don't... As much as I get the build-up that they're doing with Chase University and Thea Hale, I don't see this as the moment where she's going to win the title. I expect a good match, and maybe it's her showing how much she's learned, especially from Chase U, which could hopefully lead to maybe Chase U at the next pay-per-view trying and actually becoming the tag team champions.
Exactly, that should be the next step.
Pa-ta-da-da, I don't know why I said that, but, that was weird. But yeah, I'm also going Tiffany Stratton to retain the title. All right.
Yeah.
Ready to move on to the next match. We have quite a bit to talk about this. The NXT North American Championship match. As the longest reigning champion, Wesley is the former... Hold on. No. Relax. I know where you're going with this one, but I actually knew it. The longest reigning North American champion, Wesley, is the challenger. Or one challenger. Originally, this match was going to be champion Wesley defending one-on-one against Mustafa Ali. That changed about a week ago. And because of that, Wesley lost the NXT North American title on NXT to Dirty Dominic Mysterio.
Dirty Dicky Dookie Dom.
That was really good.
Thank you.
Dominic Mysterio won the North American title from Wesley. And what's actually kind of oddly convenient about this?
Yeah.
Okay, you remember when Dominic, back in 2020, he debuted against Seth Rollins at SummerSlam, and then we said he should go down to NXT because he needs to learn more.
Yeah.
And then he started growing more when he joined up with the Judgment Day, and now we're like, okay, yeah, he belongs here. And only then he wins a title from NXT.
Yes, sir.
That is oddly convenient.
Yes, sir.
But I like this because Dominic Mysterio, ever since he became part of the Judgment Day almost a year ago, this has been one of the best decisions for his career on his own.
Yeah.
Whether it being, turning into a complete emo, or hanging out with Rhea Ripley, or facing Ray at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And now becoming a champion of NXT. Or actually the top one out of all things, becoming the most heavily booed in history.
Yeah.
No matter what arena he's at, he tries to talk, everybody boos. I'd honestly go as far to say Dominic Mysterio could very well be the #1 heel in the company.
No, he's the #1 heel in professional wrestling. Yes, at it.
I think that still goes to Roman Reigns.
That's fair. I think it's Dominic. That's just me.
Yeah, because, the crowd he's heavily over with the crowd, especially with the way they've been booing him.
Exactly.
Don't let him talk. Even he makes a Sun appearance. Big giant booing. That's exactly the type of heel heat he needs. And people are saying, let's go away, Heat. I'm like, actually, no. Because Dominic Mysterio is one of the best written villains, and he can really pull it off. He kind of reminds me of Eddie Guerrero sometimes.
Yeah,
Eddie Guerrero wasn't he wasn't always cheered even when he was a bad guy.
Yeah.
There were times where we hated his guts.
Yeah.
Because of like the way he was acting toward others. But it only became a funny thing later on. But in this case, Dominic Mysterio's at the pace where, you know, people just can't stand him. And not for the reason of how he's written, but because of the way he performs. They're like, oh my god, I just can't stand this kid. He's like acting like he's so 100% this, 100% that.
Exactly.
And this is actually fantastic. However, I do agree on one thing. This, as a result, is downgrading Rhea Ripley as the Women's World Champion.
Exactly.
I won't lie, yeah, I am pretty disappointed that she has not exactly had a proper feud. She seemingly has one coming up with Raquel Rodriguez, but prior to that, aside from maybe one or two squashes from Natalia and Zelina Vega, she hasn't exactly been doing good, and she performed on one of the best women's matches of all time with Charlotte at WrestleMania. And I'm like, where the hell is all this?
Exactly.
So props to Dominic Mysterio and everything. The only person who doesn't have any sort of gold or something with them is Finn Balor in the Judgment Day. But that, of course, could change the following week.
I got all my freaking bases covered. You guys just have to wait for next week. And I prefer to go on last.
Folks, that reminds me. We'll have some guests with us for SummerSlam's podcast next week, so it could go on for quite a bit.
You know it.
I just hope you guys are going to hang out and enjoy the love with us.
Spread the love. Anyways.
Spread the love! I don't know what that means!
Neither do I. We're
coming up with a song right on the spot. Now, the losers are just going to have a musical.
Oh, it's going to happen one day.
That'd be amazing, honestly. So, Dominic Mysterio is defending against Wesley and Mustafa Ali. Initially, of course, you know, people were like, okay, well, he won the title, so does that mean now it's just him and Mustafa Ali? I'm like, no, they're just adding him to this match.
Exactly.
We knew that before it ever actually became official.
Yeah.
Because, like, you know, he just took the title from Wesley, who's now owed a rematch, and Mustafa Ali was already put up as the number one contender, so, triple threat.
Yeah.
I think this could very well be one of the best matches of the night.
Oh, you know it.
Because Wesley, holy crap. Can we just say for a moment, congratulations on Wesley. Longest reigning North American champion, almost broke the all-time combined days record. Defended the title more times than any other North American champion. And when he split up with, I forgot his partner's name from MSK.
Nash Carter.
Right, Nash Carter. I thought it was Nate for a second. I'm like, no, it's not.
It's Carter.
Nate Carter. Oh, actually, that doesn't sound that bad. Sorry, folks.
It doesn't.
Nash Carter. Ever since Wesley was split from Nash Carter when the latter got fired, I honestly did not think that they would do much of anything with him.
Same.
But look at him. The longest reigning and most successful North American champion of all time, putting on banger after banger after banger. Congratulations to this dude.
Probably one of my favorite North American champions of all time, in my opinion. Probably the best North American champion of all time.
I have to agree with that 100%. All those matches, even on pay-per-view that we've seen him, it's absolutely unbelievable.
Exactly.
And I was in shock at how great he did. I watched the performance of, Vengeance Day. Then there was, and then, Dijak. Then there was Stand and Deliver in that, 5-way match?
Yes, sir.
And then there was a triple threat at Battleground with Joe Gacy and, who was it, Tyler Bate. And I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
And he did all that just to lose to Dominic Mysterio.
Yeah.
But the good thing is, for this case, he lost and he's not looking weak at all.
Yeah.
I like where this is going. And Mustafa Ali, he's just trying to really find himself. I get the whole positivity thing that he was doing on the main roster, which inevitably led him to taking on Gunther at Night of Champions for the Intercontinental title. And even that match was good, even though we freaking knew, oh, Gunther's gonna win this, duh. But the match was good.
Exactly.
So that's why I'm like, you put Wesley, you put Mustafa Ali, and you put Dirty Dominic Mysterio, which, by the way, folks, I get that people are complaining about the whole name thing, adding Dirty to his name, but honestly, it's catchy and it fits with him. Dirty Dominic Mysterio. I like it.
It sounds like some kind of sexual name.
Kind of is, yeah, but that's because everybody has a dirty mind.
I mean, duh. Yeah,
and he potentially has some sort of sexual thing going on with Rhea Ripley. I swear to God, if they have a sex celebration on Monday Night Raw, then, well...
Oh, God.
Can we also say this, though? Dominic Mysterio, props to him. He's the first person to have main evented Raw, NXT, and SmackDown in the same week.
That's the first time.
Yeah,
nice.
nobody has ever done that. And I get the whole thing, like the whole brand split thing. And I perfectly think this is actually pretty good because, let's see. When it comes to the likes of the Judgment Day, it just seems to me that I get the whole brand thing, but they just seem too big for one brand now.
Yeah.
Especially since, they're the dominating faction over on Monday Night Raw. Just like the Bloodline was over on SmackDown. Or was. And yeah, I emphasize the word was.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Because, we're going to talk more about that next week. Holy crap. We have a lot to talk about for that next week.
Buckle up and grab your popcorn. And probably, close some windows and stuff like that. Because it's going to get loud in here next week.
And, of course, it might be really hot outside. So turn on your ACs.
Yeah, turn on your ACs too.
SummerSlam coming up. Detroit, Michigan. I'm excited to be attending that with Mama Maracle.
There you go.
But, I like what we got going on with Dominic Mysterio. Like, they really are doing a fantastic job with him, and he's performing very good in the ring. Remember, this past Monday on Raw, his North American title match with Sami Zayn was really good.
Very fun.
He's defended the title. He won the title. It's like last Monday on Raw, the Judgment Day, main evented Raw. Then he won the title from Wesley on NXT. And then this past Friday on SmackDown, defended the NXT North American title in the main event match against Butch. And I want to say, yes, they were not the last thing that happened that night, but it was the main event match. The main event of the match is the last match of the night.
Exactly.
So it counts. Then, of course, there's the whole thing with Sami Zayn I just talked about. Then this past Tuesday on NXT. Because when you think about it, he's shown up on Raw, NXT, and SmackDown, which means he's traveling from this place to Orlando to this place to Orlando again.
Exactly.
He's done a lot of great stuff with this company. Not to mention, of course, this past Saturday at the house show in Mexico City, where he took on Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship.
Soon to be former. Anyways.
Yeah, I agree with that. But, oh my God, it's absolutely crazy at how much he's done for this company.
Exactly.
And how much the company has faith in Dominic. He's really honestly becoming his own person.
Exactly.
If you take out the Mysterio, then just call him Dirty Dominic. Honestly, that'll be fine.
Exactly.
Or Dirty Dom. That actually goes in for a chant. Dirty Dom. Dirty Dom. Yeah. All right. However, this is a tough one because we don't know whether or not, Dominic's going to stay in NXT that much longer. So it's tough to think about whether or not he could retain his title this Sunday, or if Wesley could become a 2-time North American champ, or if Mustafa Ali could take it for the first time.
Hell yeah, dude.
For once, we're stuck. We have 3 people here, and we're stuck. Because each one of them could actually win for their own benefit.
Yeah.
However, of course, I think no disrespect, but I think the worst case would be Wesley winning it back. Because I'm like, okay, what was the point of that?
Yeah, that ain't happening.
So that's why besides, even then, I was figuring if this was the one-on-one match, I was actually going to pick Mustafa Ali to beat Wesley.
Yeah.
So, I think, here's where I'm going at. From 1 to 3. Mustafa Ali, Dominic Mysterio, Wesley.
All right.
How about you?
Probably the same order as you.
We believe Dominic will lose his title, but not to Wesley.
Yes. I could see Dominic losing, honestly. But I think with what's probably coming up at SummerSlam, they want to have all Judgment Day having everything.
Perhaps.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
I could see Dominic retaining. So, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to be the odd man out. I'm going to pick Dominic to retain.
Okay. Picking Dominic to retain this one. All right.
Yeah.
I still understand where you're coming at, though. Like, you'd hope that, Dominic is North American champ. Damian Priest has the Money in the Bank contract. Rhea Ripley is the Women's World Champ. But then you got Finn Balor crowned as the new World Heavyweight Champion. Then you'll see that one image of all 4 members of Judgment Day holding something. 3 titles in a briefcase. And that's when Damian Priest suddenly turns and cashes in.
Wink, wink. On what title, though?
Yeah, he's got 3 options, technically. Oh, yeah, 3 options, I guess, because Rhea Ripley has been wanting to face the men anyway.
Yeah, like, he has 3. Yeah, you could actually do that. Like,
Damian Priest, the new Women's World Champion.
I mean, fine. I mean, you could do it. It's a first-time thing. It's for any title in the company.
I guarantee if Rhea Ripley won the Money in the Bank contract, she'd be going after, like, the undisputed Universal title.
Rhea versus Roman would be very fun. Please make that happen one day.
Like, even if, I'll be honest, even if if that happened, just imagine if, a male champion was down, and you're expecting the male Money in the Bank guy to come out, and then you just hear, "This is my brutality!"
Bro. Please.
If she had the briefcase, I'd be like, "Oh my god, she's going for it."
Exactly.
Because honestly, I wouldn't mind the idea of Rhea taking on the men at some point. She's been getting in their faces a lot to the point where I'm like, "Oh my god, just punch her already."
Exactly.
She's honestly wanting to fight them, so let's do this. If you don't want any other female to do any intergender fighting, fine. But let Rhea Ripley do this.
She seems she wants to do it.
Follow in Chyna's footsteps, become the second woman to be like the Intercontinental Champ, or the first woman to be United States Champion. Or the first ever Women's WWE Champion.
Hey, there's never been one, so it might as well be a first.
Yeah, although knowing WWE, they just give that to Charlotte Flair.
Please don't give them ideas.
Yeah, please don't do that.
But
yeah, I believe I'm going for Mustafa Ali to win the title, whereas you're going for Dirty Dominic to retain the title. I'm just excited for this because I think it could be match of the night. Assuming, of course, that the main event that we're about to talk about does not top it.
That's
for
true.
The NXT Championship, Carmelo Hayes is defending against Ilya Dragunov. Holy shit, right? You know what my favorite thing about Carmelo Hayes is?
He's great and he's amazing.
Yeah, that, and of course, the intro Trick Williams always gives him.
Exactly.
He is him! Because I'm the greatest. Yes. You just hear that in the entrance. Every time you hear Carmelo Hayes' music, you're in for a great show.
Mm-hmm.
Can we agree, as we have said, next to Braun Breaker, Carmelo Hayes is the best out of NXT 2.0.
Oh, yeah, for real.
And he is a massive star. I cannot wait for the moment when it happens, when he goes to the main roster. Likely maybe 2024, something like that.
Oh, yeah.
I cannot wait for that because holy crap.
Can't wait.
But this match is Carmelo Hayes and Ilya Dragunov. This is the first time I think that Ilya Dragunov has a one-on-one title match in ages.
Yeah, in a while.
Yep, he tried to compete for the title in the past, but it wasn't one-on-one.
Nah.
He had to get through Braun Breaker in order to get here. And I'm honestly surprised that they didn't go the route of having a third match with Carmelo and Braun. But
I'm glad they didn't.
But if they did, let's be honest, Carmelo won 2 out of 2.
Exactly.
So that's the difference here. I like, new directions. And of course, Braun Breaker, where he belongs, is the main roster.
I freaking hope so.
Because I don't know what else they can do with him in NXT now.
I mean, he randomly showed up and speared Von Wagner for some reason.
Speaking of, what the hell happened to him?
Who?
What happened to Von Wagner anyway?
They're trying to make us feel sympathy for him, and it's not working for me.
Yeah, isn't he like a free agent?
Yeah.
Why isn't he not like also on the main roster?
Because WWE is dumb.
Yes, that is true. Matter of fact, the whole free agent stuff for a lot of them is just not working out.
Dude, it's a lie. Anyways, we don't know that.
Yeah, for some of the free agents, I can understand, but for others, they made a huge. There was one person that they were making a huge deal about the free agency stuff, and that was Omos.
Ha! Haven't seen on Boston's Mania.
No, we haven't seen him since Backlash when he lost to Seth Rollins.
Oh, that's right.
That happened. It's understandable you don't remember that because that just randomly happened out of nowhere.
Yeah. I remember the announcement. We're like, why?
Yeah, we're like, what? How? Why? What happened? What's going on? That's
Never
it.
any reaction on TV.
Yeah. Isn't weird that was honestly Omos's best match ever?
Yes.
It was actually good.
Pretty good.
The whole
Man, I
build was
enjoyed
shit. We had a lot to rant about that though.
Mm-hmm.
That was horrible. But yeah, the free agency stuff honestly should have been a bigger deal than what it was.
Yeah, for real. Where are all these people like an Odyssey Jones?
Yeah, Odyssey Jones, I don't know what the hell happened. I mean, actually, he got drafted, I think, to Raw. He's officially a Raw wrestler.
Well, then where is he?
Where the hell was Gable Steveson?
Exactly.
We had a lot for that to talk about moments ago, but yeah, back to this title match. Ilya Dragunov, as we know him very well as the guy who dethroned Walter in 2021.
Yes, sir.
And holy crap, that I still look back on that match from NXT TakeOver 36. The last TakeOver was also the last time Walter was the UK champ.
That's so wild.
And as for Gunther, can you believe, honestly, that in general, he's held a championship for over 76% of his career in WWE?
Good.
Holy shit. Honestly, we'll get to Gunther at SummerSlam, but I just want to point this out. If he's not going to... Here's the thing. I understand, we want him to break the record. Sure.
Yeah.
But if you're going to put him in the world title scene, what should happen is he holds the Intercontinental title all the way to the Royal Rumble and loses it on the first match of the night, and then wins the Royal Rumble in the main event.
That would be great.
So that he can begin his build-up to WrestleMania and to be the World Heavyweight Champion.
Yes, sir.
Hell, he might fight Finn Balor for that title.
Yes, we're throwing lots of hints out for next week. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned indeed. As for this, I don't know what to think about this because, for my case, I'd like to see Carmelo Hayes keep the title and continue on his reign, but also, I would not mind if Ilya Dragunov became the new champion. Yeah. There's not a lot of people out there. I believe Braun Breaker, is he like the only person who has ever won the NXT title and the NXT UK title?
Yeah.
Yeah. Technically, they don't count that on the records for reasons I don't know because they unified it, but I'm like, he technically did win that title in that match.
Yeah.
But, Ilya Dragunov would be the first guy who has been the NXT UK champ and then goes on to become the NXT champ in a later reign.
Yes, sir.
But also people want him on the main roster either to join up with Imperium or to repeat what he did and dethrone Gunther.
Mm-hmm.
And to be perfectly honest, I do not think Ilya Dragunov should dethrone Gunther into the Intercontinental title because we're just repeating what has already happened. I'm like, now you're just making it look like he's the only guy who can ever beat him.
Exactly.
And I'm like, no, that should not happen. So, I'm at a point where I'm thinking, the right decision to me right now, for now, is to have Carmelo Hayes retain the title. Keep Ilya Dragunov in NXT, though, because he honestly should stay for a while. But, for this case, I like to see Carmelo Hayes continue on to have a good reign. Especially since, he's just finished his feud with Braun Breaker. Now he's on one with Ilya Dragunov. He deserves to have more feuds with that thing.
Yeah.
Because, if you're putting your entire title reign based off of a feud with, one or two people, and it lasts a while, eventually, it doesn't look that good.
Yeah.
You need to have, more people here. More people to feud with. More stories to tell. Or in Braun Breaker's case, going out for breakfast with your challenger.
Exactly.
And watching The Wizard of Oz. Why is that still a thing? Why didn't we make that a thing?
Because we were bored at the time?
Yeah, we were. This was back in December.
Yeah, dude.
Crazy. Wild. All right.
Yep.
So I'm going for Carmelo Hayes to retain his title. Honestly, what do you think about this whole thing?
Myself, I'm very torn about who's going to win this. It could go either way. I'm 50-50 about it. On one hand, Melo, he's held it since Stand and Deliver. He's been doing pretty good as champion. Been defending it like a good champion should, honestly. Ran through a Braun Breaker, ran through a Baron Corbin, and now he's up against, Ilya Dragunov in a big challenge right here. They could have him drop the championship. He moved up to the main roster because, in my opinion, Melo is more than ready for the main roster. But at the same time, I think you need to keep him NXT a little bit longer. Let him, be champion just a little bit longer. Ilya Dragunov will not be hurt by the fact that he lost this match. But on the other hand, Ilya Dragunov will make a great champion as well, That's the one title he actually hasn't held. I mean, he hasn't held the North American title, the tag titles. The only title he's actually held in this company was obviously the UK championship. With Ilya being champion, there's new challenges, new obstacles for him to overcome. So I'm very, very torn about this. But I think I'm just gonna go with Melo retaining. Ilya will be fine in the loss. That's what I said a few minutes ago. Ilya will be fine taking the L in this. He could be probably either moved up or you can keep it down to NXT. Whatever you want to do. If you can keep it in the title picture, whatever. I think Melo retains here, and he's going to keep it a little bit longer than he gets called out. So I'm going with Carmelo Hayes.
All right. To be honest, when it comes to the case of the NXT title, the North American title, those who won those championships, in my personal opinion, I look on the history of those who have been both the NXT champ and the North American champ. My opinion, the only person there's 3 of them who've ever done it. It was Carmelo Hayes, Johnny Gargano, actually 4 of them, Keith Lee, and Adam Cole, baby. Out of all those guys, I think only Adam Cole has ever had a good reign with the North American title and the NXT title.
That's fair.
Because look at Johnny Gargano, his first couple of reigns as North American champ was shit because they were so short. The third one was actually good. But his reign as NXT champion, the only thing good about it was the way he won it. He ended up losing it on his first defense.
That's wild.
Keith Lee, great North American champion, was NXT champ for only 6 weeks.
Yeah.
North American champ for quite a while, but NXT champ for 6 weeks. He dropped the title and then lost it immediately to Keith Lee. Then, of course, let's see, that was said. And there's Carmelo Hayes. 2 fantastic reigns as North American champion, and so far, a great start as the NXT champion.
He is him.
Then, of course, Adam Cole, the first ever North American champion, had a good reign, and, of course, the longest reigning NXT champion.
Yep.
So, but then again, it's Adam Cole, baby. Nothing goes wrong with him. Well, almost nothing.
Yeah.
But that's not a conversation right now.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm thinking Carmelo Hayes deserves to have that title a little longer and do some more great stories and great matches with it. But then absolutely, you should go to the main roster. Because if you can last yourself in a mid-card title and then the top title, then, you're more than ready to go.
Exactly. You're pretty much set for life at that point.
Yep. All right. Well, folks, that's going to conclude our predictions to NXT The Great American Bash, once again taking place this Sunday, July 30th at Cedar Park, Texas, at the HEB Center. So,
yes, sir.
I really think that this show is going to be fun to watch. I won't lie. There are times NXT's booking has been questionable. I won't lie, that's happened.
Exactly. Like a few days ago with Dana Bodge. Anyways.
Yeah, I don't get what the hell that was about.
Dumb Sean. Anyways.
Yeah. But I look forward to the event because the build-up to this pay-per-view has at least been good in some ways.
Some way, shape, or form, yes.
My opinion, the best build-up has to be the North American title situation.
Oh, yeah.
It's just unfortunate they had to get a guy from the main roster to help them out.
Yeah.
But you know what? I think it's going to be good. We're in for a fun weekend, and then, of course, there's the next weekend. So here's what's going down, folks. Next week, we are going to be discussing and predicting SummerSlam from Ford Field in Detroit, which I will be attending with Mama Maracle. If you guys want to come up and say hi to us, well, come up and say hi to us. That's always good.
There you go.
What else do we got going on? After that, well, we're going to take the rest of August off until the very end, because then we're going to be discussing and predicting the big All in London at Wembley Stadium show.
Yes, sir.
And then that following week, we'll have 2 episodes to discuss WWE Payback and then All Out.
You know it.
So, the Losers Lounge will be busy at the start of August and the end of August. In the midst, however, I will have a couple of baseball games to attend this August as part of my tour, and I'm also going to be in Virginia on a vacation, which, by the way, folks, I've said on social media, going to Virginia is for now a vacation, but starting next year, it's going to be my new home.
Yes, sir.
Your boy is leaving Toronto.
Toronto.
Here's the thing. Toronto will forever be my kingdom. And no, Virginia is not going to be my new kingdom, because I can't just own a new kingdom. I mean, I don't exactly own Toronto, but I can't just have a new kingdom. That's not how it works.
Yeah.
But I'm excited for what I'm building myself up to. I'm still might be part-time YouTube for this month of August, because I'm going to be mostly out on vacation and doing other things. But as soon as that's over, you guys know I got your back.
I got your back. I want you. Anyways, we're not.
And Heel Balor, of course. As always, it's fun to have you here on the podcast.
Of course, always a pleasure to be on here. I love what we do. I love how we just entertain the people regardless if they like it or not. I like how we just spread our opinions and our thoughts on not just professional wrestling, but things in general. That's what we do best, and we're going to continue to do it till the day we die. That's about it. We'll be in nursing homes doing this. Yes, we will.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe. We'll see.
That'd be a very interesting podcast.
Very.
All right, Yo Balor, you know what to do.
You know so. All right, we are the Losers. This is our lounge, and we'll see you on the next one for SummerSlam. Peace.